All right, we're reading 167 now. This one is called Transparent. If I had a kid, that's me, the transparent. It's like a joke. It's like close to a joke. Okay, so a million people get sliced up in this fit of owly rage. The big body can still move. The little body is lurching around. Sound effect lurch. Is that still the real body and it's like disconnected? Oh, what is the implication there? Because what if. Okay, I don't think this is where the story is going, but it would be kind of crazy that this is hinting at the idea that the real body that needs to be killed for the big thing to be killed can actually become detached from the big thing and they're just still alive symbiotically. Does that mean to kill the big centipede dragon thing, they need to kill Ken? Kaneki, our boy, because that was the main body of that, and then they just ripped him out, but he's like fine and it's fine. Nah, I don't think it's going there, but that would be really devastating foreshadowing if they have that revelation later. Okay, anyways. Yeah, fighting from all sides. Here a black hat is using something that looks like a kagune, which hasn't really happened yet. Before that, they were just using conventional weaponry, I'm pretty sure. So that's scary. Oh, I see. I see. You took the poison. So this is maybe the actual object of Furuta's plan. It wasn't just to turn random ass humans into ghouls for yucks, but instead to make elites that these V people, half humans or malformed creatures, we in V and the children of Hakubi Garden, we have short lives because of the imbalance in our bodies. If we abandon our malformed bodies and become ghouls, it will bring us into harmony. The dragon is the arc of light. That's a good explanation. Glad they explained this. Okay, so is this Furuta's plan? It feels awfully sensible and magnanimous of him to be like, hey, you guys are sad that you're going to die so soon, right? I figured out a way that we won't have, like, vanishingly small lifespans. Check it out. Is that it? It's like something. But it kind of feels like maybe that's just what Furuta told these guys, and he has yet another plan, the fourth or fifth or sixth secret plan that at some point he himself maybe doesn't even understand. Okay. Kisho was a fool. If he had joined us, he wouldn't have aged or weakened. Same for that failure behind you. Okay. Because, yeah, Arima, not really down for any of this. He just embraced the reality of his life and his body and, wanted something different. Hence the whole one-eyed king revolution type, attempts. Which I think it's, like, cool that this series is keeping it so gray ideologically that I still don't feel like anybody's really figured it out in terms of I have a worldview that is strictly better than all the rest, right? And we're just like 8 chapters from the end now, and they still haven't, given us that catharsis, that resolution, which I think is very bold. Even for a while, I was like, okay, well, I don't know exactly what Ken's plan is, but it feels like Ken's got it figured out. That's somebody we can get behind. If we're imagining the series has a happy ending, it's because he's going to get what he wants. And then he had his whole little end of Evangelion psychic trip out thing where Rize talks to him and he's in a lovely Japanese palace and swims around in the ocean and stuff. And you're like, shit, this guy doesn't know what he's doing either. He's kind of settled on this idea of like, well, I need to protect people. So obviously there's a big, big threat to all my friends and family. So I'm going to take out that. But it's not like he really has a plan beyond that. um, what was I saying? Anyways, yeah. So it's just like kind of interesting. Like Arima, in a sense, like kind of dies this like martyr for his cause, this catalyst for all of this future change. But it's not like it's so willing to say, just as Kikaku, everything's going to be good now if we can just execute Arima's plan. No, no, you get the sense that, like, no, even that would be just fucked up in different ways. Anyways, okay, so V ghoulifies. The one eyed owl is still rampaging. It doesn't look good. It doesn't look good for Team Everyone Else. This is some crazy paneling. I don't even exactly know what's happening here. This huge winding blade. Impact blew my prosthetic off. The owl seems unscathed. Suzuya getting out of here because he only has one leg. Understandable. Everybody fighting. Yomo fighting. Whistling. I like with V2, it's like very ambiguous. It's like they all seem to know everything. They all seem to be the scary one. They all seem to be in charge. It's like very different than other antagonists where they're very deliberate to show like these characters listen to this character and like this is the internal power structure and stuff, because then you can like subvert that and iterate that and make conflict based on that. With V, it really feels much more like this ancient organization that's just a total mystery to us. Who is this dude blowing the whistle? I have no idea. Is he like Chief V dude on the scene or what? I don't know. They're pulling out. Oh, uh-oh. The one-eyed owl using an endgame Final Fantasy attack. Terra Flare or what have you. Really does not look good for Team Everyone Else. And now we cut... Okay, so at first I was like, these are our two main conflicts. We're going to like bounce between them for most of the volume, and then the finale will probably be Ken versus Rise, right? And I still kind of think that, but now it's like, it's not so much ping-ponging back and forth and building the tension that way. I think it's like Team Everyone Else is fucked. And now it's all on Ken? I don't know. So they've arrived. The air down here is so bad. Let's get this over with and get out of here, half-ass. Opening up ahead. Multiple branches branching off of it. Not the first ones to get here. Spawn everybody's at the root. This is cool. This is like really creepy. I think they've come up with lots of really good atmospheres in this series. And this also reminds me of Final Fantasy. Like, they keep escalating what feels like an endgame type confrontation zone. Like, first it was just Aogiri. Were they called Aogiri? I keep thinking it's called Aogiri, but I thought it meant blue tree or something. Anyways, whatever. It's like their lair. And then there's a huge showdown at like the hospital where you find out that's where they're trying to produce all these like half ghoul clones, produce another Ken. I'm skipping a bunch, but like, and now there was the big showdown on the island lair, and now this, like, it just feels like more and more like each time it feels like the final boss arena, and then it gets like even more weird and creepy and out there. It reminds me of Final Fantasy. I think Final Fantasy is really good at that. The classic Final Fantasy games of my childhood. Ken, of course, feeling Rise in the air. This will be interesting too, because he's encountered her IRL like once, and she was basically just kind of like a psychotic animated corpse, right? And then he's hallucinated her on 3 or 4 occasions, but it's like not clear if that's like a total hallucination or is that like the part of her that's in him is communicating with him. I think like that's kind of been suggested, but then whenever that's been explicitly suggested, she's like, "Oh, that would be comforting for you, wouldn't it? Like you can't confront the fact that this is just you now. You still have to like parcel out parts and say this is the problematic area or whatever." So I don't know. I don't know. So they're climbing down this gross ass pillar of proto creatures. Air's getting worse. I feel like I'm inside a bug. Ayato not doing so hot. Shape of the spawn here is different from the others. Those supposed to be the ones carrying the poison. Okay. Oviducts are growing out of it. Uh-oh. Okay. Oh, big weird spread. They start to emerge. Now they're suddenly in danger. And it's like unclear, was this like triggered? Did they set off some sort of alarm? Or is this like machinations of Rise, who's been watching them this whole time? Alright, and that's it. Okay. We're picking up the pace a little bit just because as I cover topics I want to talk about the series in general. I don't need to keep reiterating them. This pace is reasonable. I think we can read the whole volume. I'm really excited. I'm so excited to see the end of this. What is gonna happen? I don't know. We don't have much time to find out. There's still a lot that could be on the table, you know? A lot of different directions it could go in. I don't know if I have any, like, major pet theories right now. I don't know if I have my own personal speculation. I guess what I'm hoping to see is flashback to the garden that gives us an actual real sense of those lingering questions I mentioned before. See Arima one more time in that context. Perhaps. My boy Arima. So cool. Sorry, I'm burping a lot. We gotta have some like final battles, I would imagine. But I'm not even sure what the rosters are gonna be. And then I just want some emotional catharsis too. I hope they have space. I don't want sudden ending. I don't want boom, it's over. I mean, maybe that would be cool, but I would rather, you know, like a touching epilogue sort of thing where we check in with our characters and our relationships. Not even necessarily a happy ending, but something where it's very focused on this like emotional impact of our individual characters. Just because of, you know, I've grown to love these characters. I wanna like send them off right, you know? I don't know. What's gonna happen. I don't know. Let's find out. Let's read.